You see, a lot of times we talk and we say, oh, I love God, and it's very easy to say these things, but I'm using your definition of love. I mean, seriously, what emotions do you feel? Even right now, when I say Jesus, is there any emotion that rises in you? Is there any part of you that just goes, man, every time I hear that name? Or is it a name that's become common to you? Is he someone you would die for? You see, one of the things I think about when I see a group this size is I got to ask you, man, are you really in love with God? I mean, is your relationship with God really your relationship with God? And what I mean by that is I know a lot of you grew up in church. And it's very easy to just kind of think, oh, yeah, I go to church. Yeah, I don't do this. Yeah, I prayed a prayer. Yeah, I got baptized. But I'm saying, man, do you love him? I mean, do you have a relationship with him? It's so important because at the end of your life, when you stand before God, it's going to be you and God. It's just you and him. It's just you and Jesus. And he says one of two things to you. Either he says, well done, good and faithful servant, come on in. Or he says, depart from me, I never knew you. I knew your dad. I knew your brother. I knew some of the people in your youth group. I knew your youth pastor. But you, I never knew you. Like, do you really have a relationship with him? I mean, what if you left the conference this week, you go home and you find out that your parents, your whole family decides, we're not going to worship Jesus anymore? And what if your whole youth group, all the friends you're with, all the friends back home, what if they all say, we're not going to do this anymore? We're not going to follow Jesus anymore. What would you do? Seriously, imagine that. Okay? So no one in your life is following Jesus anymore. What would you do? Think about it. Would you really be the type of person that could look your parents in the eye and say, look, Mom, Dad, man, it kills me that you're not following Jesus, but I love him. I'm going to keep following him. To be able to look at your friends and say, man, it stinks that all of you guys left the youth group. You left the church, but it doesn't matter. You know what? Because I personally am in love with Jesus. Can you say that? Is that the type of person you are? Because the Bible says in Matthew 10, verse 21, it says that brother will deliver brother over to death, father his child, children will rise against parents and have them put to death, and you will be hated by all for my name's sake, but the one who endures to the end will be saved. It's talking about the one who will endure. See, some of you, you love God right now when there's a big group of believers around. But what's it going to be like when you get back to school? Or when you're feeling kind of alone? Will you still love him?